If we detach ourselves, our bodily identity, if it breaks, by grace of God, I am this body goes away. I am the spiritual being comes into picture. All the problems stop. All the problems get solved. I know who am I. I know what is this world. This world is divine. I am divine. This knowledge is the basis of realization. So, this I am seeing this as world, some people and some property as mine, mine, and I am running together for me, I, mine, and for me. This is the delirium. There is one, there is never two. Only one divine is appearing, just like one mind is appearing as a dream world. One God is appearing here as multifarious world. What is mine, what is yours, when one is there? So this delirium has to go away, and cure is Divine Mother. Mother, you have put this spell, remove the spell. Continuing, the Master said, truly it is a state of delirium. Just see how worldly men quarrel among themselves. No one knows what they quarrel about. Oh, how they quarrel. May such and such thing befall you. How much of shouting, how much of abuse. The moment we close our eyes, even at night in sleep, the world is not there. People are not there, neither my property or my people. I am alone. So, how this you see, abuse, this, that, fighting, quarrel, till we sleep, till we die. I said to Kishori, the box is empty, there is nothing inside. But two men pull it either side, thinking the box contains money. Well, the body alone is the cause of this mischief, is not it? The jnanis see all this and say to themselves, what a relief one feels when this pillowcase of body drops off. But without realization, if it drops off, the story will continue in the next birth. With another body, another birth, the same story is going to continue. Only with the realization of God, when the body falls off. Vimuktasya vimuchyate. The released, the liberated gets fully liberated. The Master and M went to the Kali temple. Master, why should you say such a thing? This world may be, Master is telling, why should you say such a thing? This world may be a framework of illusion. But it's also said that it is a mansion of mirth. Let the body remain. One can also turn this world into mansion of mirth. The earlier sentence is, when the body falls off, all the problems get solved. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, why should the body fall off? Let it remain. Be alive. Don't think that with fall of body, things will. You know itself. Here, when you are there in this body, in this world, you can enjoy the heaven here. If you transcend the bodily identity, and this has to be attained while still in the body. one can also turn this world into a mansion of mirth. It's a framework of illusion till you realize afterwards it's an ocean of joy. But where is unbroken bliss in this world? Master, how beautiful conversation you see. Master is telling this is illusion. When the body falls off, all the problems will be solved. Master says, why should the body fall off? You can convert this very world into a world of joy, mirth. Then M is telling, but where is that unbroken bliss? Master, yes, where is it? Sri Ramakrishna stood in front of the Kali temple and prostrated himself before the Divine Mother. Yem followed him. Then the Master sat on the lower floor in front of the shrine room, facing the blissful image, and leaned against a pillar of the Nat Mandir. He wore a red bordered cloth, part of which was on his shoulder and back. Yem sat by his side. The description, clear description of how the things go, how the Leela happens when God incarnates, how He plays, what all He does. These small things may shift our awareness from the present society, present times, to those times when Sri Ramakrishna was there. Great differences. The differences, unimaginable differences come up. When I went to Kailas Mansarovar in 2003, not even a single shop. From Nepal onwards, everywhere, wherever we stay, we have to put all types of tents for cooking, for dining, for each two individuals on tents. Nowhere, not even a single shelter, nor bathroom or this or that. To go in the open, they will make all the arrangements, but everywhere, till the foot of Kailas, no shops, nothing. Same, after 10 years I went. Already many shops had come. In between, hotels to stay, and all provisions were there. Road was made. When we went, we had rough terrain, vehicle has to run. An approximate road, sometimes filled with dust. The dust rises in the sky. Somewhere we pass through the sandy banks. Then we pass over the boulders, huge boulders. Like that, it used to take 4 days to travel from Nepal to Kailas Manasarovar in a special vehicle which is suitable for that rough terrain. And nowhere, nothing shelter. This time, road has been done. Fine Damal road, tar road, up to Kailas Manasarovar. Bridges were not there. River, we have to, on huge barge, we have to load our vehicles and hand pulled from the other side. No machinery. Ropes are tied on either side. Barge is made on which our vehicles, 4 vehicles can park, and from the other side, another person pulls the whole vehicle. So this, now everywhere bridges, road up to there, and it is sufficient one day, early morning if you sit, by late night you are there in the Kailas Manasur, Nepal. After that, last time I went about 4 or 5 years back perhaps, it has become a small township. At the foot of Kailas, hundreds of shops and hotels. It has become a, what is this? I am back in the world, leaving that world. I am back in the world. All facilities, all types of food, whatever kind of luxuries you want, everything is available. So what a drastic change. The fine how we enjoyed the nature as it is, we lost. Electricity is there, day and night you cannot distinguish. So the whole thing changes. Now, from Thakur's time to present time, what the present people, now younger generation, they cannot imagine how Thakur's time would be. We have a little understanding because even in our houses, in spite of electricity has come, there was no electricity. We had to depend upon lamps in Bangalore those days. Vehicles were not there, transportation was not there. In 50s, 60s, we have most of the horse carriages of those days. So now you see, we can understand the difference between the last century and this century. A period of almost half a century gap. Oh, there was no TV, no cell phone, nothing. Entirely different world. Now it is an entirely different world. So to understand our childhood days, these people find difficult. How we used to live naturally. There were no pumps, water pumps. Manually you have to bring or use zizzaw to fetch the water. For all gardening, farms and all, manually you have to fill the water or wait for the rains. So the present people can never know what it is. Like that, we do not know how Thakur's time was there. As soon as evening, a small 4 lamps will be in that mandir. Whole thing is dark. The moonlit nights, what a difference it makes, and new moon day, lot of difference. So how we today, Yam takes us to those days and gives how the Leela went on. For us to contemplate on the Lord, to contemplate, because it's a part of Leela. When we read Ramayana, we go to the forest, nascent nature, unaltered forests. So how we can easily imagine how they might have lived. So here, because it's a part of the Leela, we have to enter the Leela one day or other. Actually, these things will help us great deal in imagining the life of Sri Ramakrishna and to enshrine him in our hearts so that he lasts long there. And slowly, my love, gratitude, respect, all this grows on increasing. A drop of love increases. What a difference. You become indifferent to the demands of flesh and this world, what it can give you. Because for a beggar, a millionaire has given $1 million. So what would make difference See, he will never go for begging again. Whole life he can spend with it. So this we see happening. He is giving the how it went. Sri Ramakrishna stood in front of the shrine. Kali prostrated himself before the Divine Mother. Yam followed him. Then Master sat on the floor of the shrine room, facing the blissful image, and leaned against a pillar in Nat Mandir. He wore a red bordered cloth. Every description is important for us, part of which was on his shoulder and back. Yam sat by his side. Yam, since there is no unbroken happiness in the world, why should one assume a body at all? I know that the body is meant only to reap the results of past actions. But who knows what sort of action it is performing now? The unfortunate part is that we are being crushed. Master, if a pea falls into filth, it grows into a pea plant, and nonetheless. Master, but still there are 8 bonds. If a pea falls in the... But still there are 8 bonds. Master, they are not 8 bonds, but 8 fetters. But what if they are? These fetters fall off in a moment by grace of God. Do you know what is it like? Suppose a room has been kept dark 1,000 years. The moment a man brings light into it, darkness vanishes. Not a little by little. Have not you seen the magician's feat? He takes a string with many knots and ties one end to something, keeping the other in his hand. Then he shakes the strings shakes the string once or twice, and immediately all knots come undone. But another man cannot untie the knots, however he may try. All the knots of the ignorance come undone in the twinkling of an eye through the Guru's grace. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining it needs no time. What we need is more than our efforts, grace of God and grace of Guru, grace of nature. But how do we get this grace? The grace comes as soon as the ego mellows down. What is resisting the grace of God is our ego. It is like moving about in heavy rain with an umbrella over the head. Such a huge downpour, it doesn't make you drenched, even a little, if you have a proper umbrella. Now you see, the grace is always flowing, Sri Ramakrishna says. The only thing what you have to do is, you have to untie your fur to receive that wind. So here we see the grace. Grace, it is there, it is flowing, it is for you to receive it. To receive it, you have to remove the ego which is standing in between. Well, can you tell me why Keshav Sen has changed so much lately? He used to come here very often. He learnt here how to bow low before a holy man. One day I told him that one should not salute a holy man as he had been doing. Harish says rightly, all the checks must be approved here. Only then they'll be encashed in the bank. Laughter. Yam means they must have the sanction of the master. Sanction of the master means master already gives the mandate. Do like this, do like this. It must tally with the mandate so that the result comes as he has promised. Yam listened to these words breathlessly. He began to realize that Satchidananda, in the form of Guru, passes the check for payment. He began to realize that Yam listened to these words breathlessly. He began to realize that Satchidananda, in the form of Guru, passes the check. The Guru himself is not only a representative of God, but God is working through that media with his power of redemption, working through that person whom we call Guru. So here the main thing we have to see is the Guru is the one who passes the check. And Satchidananda is all-pervading consciousness. It is substratum of the universe, substratum of all beings, and pervades it. There is nothing unknown to him. He is pervading our hearts and souls. So God is all-pervading deity, all-pervading reality, and it knows the heart of man, every human being. So heartily, when you offer something to God, heartily when you practice some spiritual practices, any spiritual practice, then the result is bound to come. And Guru will be watching. Yes, he has done rightly. He has done rightly. He is putting all his efforts. He is doing all his duty as it should be done. Because two things we have to balance is spiritual life and secular life. Spiritual life must be exclusive and meant for God alone. Secular life is done for all the dependents and one's own world, living in this world, while all that is done to maintain the body and family or dependents is an offering unto God. We take it as God has appointed me and allotted me these small duties of looking after my own bodily existence and dependence. It is God ordained. So whatever I do is a worship unto God. These two aspects, bodily existence and the other. So the check has, Guru passes the check. He knows exactly where to go, how to go. What is the, means the result comes with the sanction of the Guru. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.